everybody, Kiwi Dynamite here, and I'm gonna talk about Ursa, Zuko, Azula, and Ozai, and whoever pops into the story, what I'm talking about, they pop in. But it's mainly gonna be focused around this comment that I saw on my TikTok. I made a TikTok about how Ozai reacts to Ursa showing Zuko love. I'll put it in here so you guys can see.
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god, what is that?
Someone commented that Ursa was like a horrible mother, and I was like, I don't think she was. Like, I think the circumstances of her leaving was that she had to. Now, my understanding when I first watched the series, I was like, oh snap, she had to have killed Azulon. Like, that had to have happened. Otherwise, why would she leave? But I also think it's interesting that when Azula came into the room and she said, Dad's going to kill you, and Zuko was like, what are you talking about? And when Azulon said, you must know the pain of losing a firstborn son, I was like, wait, so he really was gonna make him kill? Like, I'm really trying to this day, I'm watching the series. I'm rewatching it with my friend who has not seen it. And I'm like, was Azulon really going to make that happen? Like, because it all sinks into each other, because Ursa was like, I have to leave, telling Zuko. So I'm like, see, my train of thought, I'm like, okay, so did Ozai go to Ursa and say, something has to be done or I'm gonna have to kill Zuko, so you better think of something? And Ursa was like, here's this poison that will kill him. And then, and then he was like, all right, after this, you got to lickety split. So I did read the comics. It's been a while since I read The Search. So go ahead and refresh my memory down in the comments if I get something wrong. But yeah, when I was watching the show, I was like, she had to have killed him like some way. I didn't know how. I don't know if I don't remember if I thought it was poison specifically. But I do think that the relationship with Zuko was very, very good. And as a child watching it, I was like, this is so cute, a mother and her son. And I don't think Ursa was a bad mom. I think she was sincere. I mean, if y'all had a child like Azula, you're telling me that you wouldn't have concerns? I would have concerns, especially because she was so much like Ozai. Azula is daddy's little girl. Like, she wanted to be him so much, and Zuko was more like his mother and hung out with his mother a whole lot more. So I just wish we had, even though they did a wonderful job telling us about the relationships with them, I just wish they would have showed a little bit more of Azula and Ursa's dynamic. And I guess they actually did when Ursa was like, what is wrong with that child? Like, Ursa was afraid. I really think Ursa was frightened by Azula. And who wouldn't? Like, she would do like manipulative things, very like kind of evil things to like freak out Zuko. And I think that was very understandable. We didn't really see Ursa go to Azula and be like, I'm leaving. I mean, Azula does have like an abandonment complex, but I mean, I really don't think that Ursa was a bad mother. I really don't. It's a hard sell on me. She left because she would be in danger with everything that had happened. She's the one that gave spoiler, I kind of already mentioned, but spoiler because context from the comics are gonna come and play. So fast forward to the comics, we learn that Ursa left and she went to go find her first love, and it's like she wants a new life but she can't have a new life because she has these memories of her children. And so she goes to a spirit who has the power to change the face, which her old love did. Has the power to change the face. And so Ursa's like, yeah, change my face because I don't want to be recognized, you know. And the spirit asks her if she also wants her to take the memories. And Ursa's like, yes. And this person also said that people were also saying that it was wrong of her to take the memories. And I'm like, I can understand. Like, I can really understand. It must be painful to have loved your children and your husband who is abusive and horrible sets it up so you have to leave your kids behind. Like, who wants to have that memory? I probably wouldn't have. Well, I don't know what I would have.
I was so into the conversation I didn't notice the motorcycle coming by, so sorry.
But I think it was real. I think Ursa was a loving mother. She loved her kids, even Azula, which were, you know, she was very troubling. I do think she probably could have spent more time with Azula, but also, like I said before, she was freaked out by her. I don't know. I mean, we obviously don't know for sure, like, how it came to be that she was more like Ozai, but I think it was Ozai who, like, saw, like, the potential in Azula more than Zuko, because Zuko was more like a mama's boy. But I do think that it's interesting that people were saying that Ursa's a bad mother. I don't think she was a bad mother. I think that she had to do what she had to do because she was afraid that Azulan would make good on his word that Zuko would be killed because of Ozai and his big mouth. Oh, father, I think I should take the throne. Azulan was like, what you're not gonna do is sit up here and try to take the throne from your brother who just lost his son. Not gonna happen. So yeah, I do think that it's funny how no one in the Fire Nation was like, his dying wish was for Iroh not to have the throne. He wants you to have the throne. Like, do we have to start fighting? Did he ever say that? I was around, like, Azulan's assistant. He was like, I was around, and he never said that. But I guess she wouldn't really say that because Ozai is like, tiki tiki boom boom, you know? But yeah, you know, there can also be the argument, well, like, how can she just forget her kid and start a new life with this old love of hers? Also understandable. She has gave her whole life away to this man she was going to marry, and she ended up with Ozai because she had to. That it wasn't a choice for her. She had to be with this man who took her from her family and was like, you're never gonna see your family and friends again. That's just how it is. Like, Ozai, guys, Ozai is more than a power-hungry Fire Lord. He is an abusive husband. I don't know if he ever hit Ursa. I can't remember from the comics, but he definitely was emotionally abusive. I don't, like, you don't say to your wife, hey, you're not going to see your friends and family ever again. That's emotional abuse. That's mental abuse. Ozai, So, no, if y'all are going to really say that Ursa is a bad mom, no, I don't buy it. She's like, this is my chance to, like, start over. I don't blame her. Like, if you really think, okay, I'm never gonna see my kids again because Ozai is crazy, that is a painful thing to live with. I don't judge her for being weak in that moment. She thought she was just getting a new face. She didn't know that lady could take her memories. So she was like, yeah, do it. It was a moment of weakness. She was human. And I think that it's a very interesting thing that they took the route of her actually going through with getting her I think it's interesting that they made her go through with getting her memories taken away, because it shows, like, kind of like a flaw that Ursa has. We think that she's like the perfect mom, and then she chooses to forget her kids. I think that is like a human thing. Like, it's understandable. So yeah, Ursa's not a bad mom. Not to me. She was afraid for Zuko's life. And we all know how much Ursa loved Zuko. Like, that was her boy. That was her firstborn son. And Azula was crazy, okay? Like, of course she deserved a mother's love, but Azula needed help. Azula needed some help. And then in the comics, when Ursa was trying to be loving and trying to be, make a new start with Azula, she lost her mind and tried to kill her. So what can we really do about Azula? We can lock that chick up, try to get her on some kind of regimen. But I think that Azula is also very paranoid, and she has some kind of problem going on. But yeah, that's my verdict. I don't think Ursa was a bad mother. I understand why she would want to forget, and she tried her best to do what was right by her kids. Yeah, and I think it was a great idea for the I think it was a great idea on the writer's perspective to explain that, because of course at the end, and you know what, I really feel like instead of Legend of Korra, they just could have did what they're doing with the comics. But that's another video. Thank you guys for watching this video. Comment down below and tell me, do you think Ursa was a bad mother, or do you understand why she did what she did? And do you feel like Azula is the kind of person where you can show her love and that she doesn't throw it back in your face for some reason? Hey, you're already here. You might as well give a little likey like. You might as well sub. And check out my other Avatar: The Last Airbender discussions. I love talking about the show. This might be my favorite show, like, ever. Like, across the board, with no categories, just favorite show. It's definitely my favorite cartoon to ever exist. Just get a little discussion going in the comments to tell me what y'all think about Ursa. And yeah. So, Key Ray Dynamite out. Have a good one, guys.